On the other two courts we have Austria facing off against Italy, and over on court 1 we have England and the Republic of Ireland. You can see those teams warming up down there on centre court at the minute. A little bit of camaraderie between the members. Lots of these people know each other on and off the court. Play for various club teams. And in these international sides, more than happy to throw these balls right at each other. Absolutely no love lost between these guys. The Austria and Italy game is already underway. They've taken off very, very quickly indeed, running tightly on schedule here in Vienna, with initially it looking a very, very evenly matched game. Both the Italian and the Austrian boasting very strong throwers, and quite an aggressive game each, so it's going to be very interesting to see how their similar tactics match up against each other. Over on our other court, court 1, the England team are having a quick huddle, while the Republic of Ireland, the Irish, are getting nice and limber, nice and warm. They've all been using the warm-up courts further down the rest of the sports centre. All players having a nice early night last night, everyone taking it nice and seriously. I think all the players returned this morning refreshed, happy and excited to progress further in the tournament. Later on in the day, we're going to be showing you the ladies quarterfinals and the mixed quarterfinals. In the ladies game we're going to have England facing off against Scotland, Republic of Ireland and Italy, Wales and Slovenia, and Northern Ireland against Austria. That's in the ladies game. Also in the mixed competition, that's going to continue today as well. People facing each other are going to be England and France, Northern Ireland and Scotland, again same as the one here on centre court in the men's, Austria, Italy, and Switzerland and Wales. So that's one Swiss team making it through the groups yesterday. Unfortunately the men's couldn't progress on their own, possibly due to a touch of inexperience and generally just being outclassed by the more experienced players here from the European teams. However, as you said, the mixed team has got through, and they're going to be facing up against Wales. That's going to be a particularly tough game for them. Wales have a very strong training regimen and they're a very disciplined team. But there's every chance that a less organised Swiss team could cause some real upset with the Welsh as they try and map out their tactics. Just a quick pan down there to centre court. You can see the still a bit of warming up going on. This isn't a proper match yet, but there are some of the members of the Scotland Highlanders team. Ted Dumbrell, number 17, with his mighty calves on the ball. Not throwing hit each other, just getting their eyes in, getting their throws down, getting their catching hands ready, just getting their timings down. Here's a quick look at one of our head referees. I think he's trying to get play underway as soon as possible, so he's collecting the balls off the players. We're going to see them forming up on the touchline in just one moment. The cheering you're hearing is from the home team, the Austrians. Italy are currently up in that game. It's still the first game, and there's only one Austrian player left. He's doing a fantastic job on his own, picking off these Italian players one by one, and as you can hear, the crowd absolutely loving it. That's the number 17 Lera. Saw a lot of him yesterday, putting an awful lot of effort in, goading that other team. There you go, I see the crowd watching over on court 2. Genuinely exciting bit of dodgeball right there. And of course, Richard Carr, with his inability to crutch around the place, and he will not be playing for Wales today either. The rumour mill's been turning again, and we told you yesterday about a slight change in the England lineup. Brett Koenig injured his ankle yesterday and will be very, very disappointed not to have played at all yesterday. I imagine we'll be seeing him today because that boy cannot keep off the court. Heading back down to centre court now. You've just seen there the Northern Ireland Knights have had their last little bit of tactical discussion, seeing if they can delve into the minds of the Scottish Highlander teams as they come across just through the quick handshake and display the sportsmanship that we've come to expect of the European Championships. Both teams very strong, slightly different play. You'd say that the Northern Irish team are more of a defensive style, a lot more of the blocking, catching and trying to work your way around for set pieces. Scotland, a little bit more adaptive, but in general slightly more aggressive style, slightly more active throwing game than the Northern Irish. But as we'll see, the Scots will try and adapt to any situation they're faced with. How they'll fare against the great experience of half of the Northern Irish team and the freshness of 3 of the other players through the new faces down there in the Northern Irish remains to be seen. You can see Captain Chris Harper and Henry Skinner there, number 30, warming up. They're right there on the line. And just as this game's about to get underway, the England Lions and the Republic of Ireland are about to start as well. They're just going through their handshake and greeting. So the player captains going across to shake hands with the ref. Just a bit of quick talk on fair play, clarity. You get any last minutes, worries, niggles, how you know. Unfortunately, my lip reading is not good enough to tell you what's going on here, but I think he's probably just warning that man there, number 5, Liam McMahon, to, even if he does throw particularly well at the feet of a player, there's every chance that player might catch it, as we saw yesterday in the England game against them. Sam Maycock taking a ridiculous catch on Liam McMahon. So the game's begun. 2 balls from the Scotland side, a quick opening volley straight into the back of the Northern Irish nets. They're going to respond with having 3 balls, retaining 1 for the defence. We saw a lot of that yesterday, we kept talking about it. And the Northern Irish score their first hit. They draw first blood against Scotland, and it's number 19, Adam Bowditch, that takes the short walk to the player out area. Scotland ready on the defensive. See there, Scotty Whitelaw, number 10, waiting for the counter. The Northern Irish are going to try and shut him down, but as usual, retaining 1 ball just to try and put off the quick sprint counter that we know from the Scotland team. Scotty and Ted throwing together all the way across court to number 20, Murphy from the Northern Irish, just missing their mark. Desperate dodging there from the Scotland team. Nothing that they haven't come to expect. Liam McMahon on the counter, straight into the waiting hands of Chris Harper, the Scotland team. That brings Adam Bowditch back. And there, a quick pre-throw on Niall, number 19, or Mulan, as we've been calling him in this tournament. There you see a quick block from Scotty Whitelaw on that counter. The counter doesn't quite hit its mark. The Northern Irish team get back in time to the back line. Enough time to plan his dodge. Northern Ireland there waiting for the 3-ball advantage. Will we see them reaching all 3? On this occasion we do. But there, pipes it up, and that is going to count as a catch there. Number 30, Henry Skinner. On his second display for the Scotland Highlanders. This is the second day of this tournament and the second time he's been running out. Good to see him making a mark and an impact on the game so early on. So far from over for the minute. The Scotland Highlanders are 6 players on against the Northern Irish 3. You see Scotty Whitelaw there at the top of the court, just keeping the pressure on, trying to stop the Northern Irish from organising themselves too much. However, stunning catch down on ground level against Scotty Whitelaw. Starts to bring the game a little closer to level. Scotland Highlanders now 5 players, a 3-ball advantage against 4 Northern Irish players. And this time they find their target, find their mark. Number 6 McAllister is out. He cannot dodge 3 balls when they're thrown as accurately as that. 3 balls from Northern Ireland, only throwing 2, just to make sure that Scotland doesn't get the 3-ball advantage. And here we're going to see probably a counter from Liam McMahon, but here Henry Skinner, number 30, is ready for him. Keeps the defence up. Here in this situation, Scotland are just going to try and keep the numbers. They don't need to overexert themselves. Don't need to eliminate all the players. They just need to make sure that they have a great number of players at the end of the game. And a good defensive block from Adam Bowditch. Keeps the balls on court for the rest of his team. Unfortunately, that free throw there from the Northern Irish player leads Chris Harper from Scotland to fly on his own. And then the referee's called time at the end of the first game. Scotland Highlanders take it. A comfortable start for them. Nothing too strenuous from either team, but Northern Ireland far from out. Quick couple of replays there. You see that counter, Scotty Whitelaw just missing, but keeping the pressure on those guys, making sure they're running as much as possible, trying to tire out the Northern Irish team. They're right at the start of the game though. Lovely catch, straight into the hands of Chris Harper. So the second game begins. Again, Scotland quick on the run, and Scotty Whitelaw quick with that tactic we saw yesterday from Wales, most of it with Tim Day, getting that ball bawer back to the thrower as fast as possible. unfortunately just used to keep the pressure on. A quick preemptive counter-attack from Northern Ireland just slows down the Scottish team, but they now have a 3-ball advantage. You see them releasing all together. Unfortunately not hitting their mark. They're looking there to try and hit number 6, McAllister. 3-ball return from Northern Ireland. Once again, only releasing 2. We're very used to seeing that now. But Scotland responding kind. With Henry Skinner there, number 30, up at the top of the court, just providing a bit of pressure. A good defensive block. Scotland will wait for the 3 balls and they'll attack together. This time Chris Harper for the 0, waiting at the top of the court, providing that defensive, that pressure. Just keeping the pace of the game nice and steady. They don't want to tire themselves out too early at the start of this tournament. And we've now been joined by Max Golder, the other commentator here from Austria. Morning, Max.
Morning. Quite a busy morning.
Very busy morning, I bet, for you.
So, what did I miss?
Not an awful lot over here on this side. There's been a draw, Austria and Italy.
No, there can't be
a win, for the Austrian team. The home fans very much enjoyed that. Over here on this side, England have already taken 2 games from the Republic of Ireland. Here in the centre, Scotland have taken the first game from Northern Ireland in the men's competition.
Very good.
Everyone here in Austria is ready to go for the rest of the day? Everyone's all organised and scheduled?
Yes, just a slight delay because of the additional referee meeting we had.
Yes.
Because yesterday there was some decisions in the council and all the refs had to be briefed, so we started a little late, but everything is on time now.
I'm sure the pace of these games here, we're going to catch up that time pretty quickly.
Sure. So I don't know if you mentioned before, but we are now in the knockout stages, and there are actually no points, just wins, and we're playing best of 7. So if you win 4 games, then you advance. That's about it.
Excellent stuff. Yeah, important to note, best of 7 does change the game plan for most of these teams. Up until really this stage of the competition, they're playing for a best of 5 to win the match and then to try and get as many points as possible. Whereas now they're going to be going all out for those first 4 games.
Right. And in case of a draw, which could happen after 3 minutes of time, and there are equal players on each side, there's an additional minute.
Minute of overtime.
Right. So they have 1 minute more to find out who is better. And if they're still drawn, then we go to sudden death.
Excellent. Yeah, without the blindfolds.
Yeah, without the blindfolds.
Just down here we've seen Scotland taking the 2nd game from Northern Ireland. Again, Scotland showing quite a dominant phase. After yesterday, they didn't come out swinging quite as strongly as they would have liked. I think they've gone back, had a pretty serious team talk, good night's sleep, and they've come together today with the game faces on. Northern Irish will have no doubt been looking forward to this game against Scotland, having seen their performance yesterday, thinking maybe they've had a slightly easier ride, but I think they've come with a bit of a shock for the Northern Irish that Scotland aren't to be discredited just yet.
So on the other court, Italy just equaled the game. It's now 1-1, and they are heading for the 3rd.
Over on the other side, on court 1, I think they may have been using the other scoring system. We can see that England have got 4 points on the board, but I think that means they've just won 2 games.
That's correct. Otherwise, they wouldn't be playing on.
So in the England-Republic of Ireland games, a strong advantage to the England side. Back here in centre court, this time Northern Ireland are more successful with the balls. You see a strong counter there from Scotty Whitelaw, number 10. Good defensive block by Ted. Dunbarell for Scotland, and those 2 balls come together, finding the mark on the knees of Liam McMahon, Mackers in the UK. 3 balls now from Northern Ireland. Deegan sat in the middle there, everybody's mate, holding that defensive ball. Excellent work from the Northern Irish there. And that number 6 again, McAllister, taking a catch down on his knees, also having a hit scored against him, so he will leave the court. Meaning it's even teams here on the centre court once more. 3 balls from Northern Ireland. I imagine we'll see 1 being held as usual. 2 balls slightly staggered, though there's a slight contest here. Scotty Whitelaw from number 10 from Scotland thinking he's made a catch against Niall Mulan. Chris Harper's there, just checking for the referee's decision. The ref saying no catch, and for some call, Scotty Whitelaw for Scotland, number 10, has been called out. Liam McMahon there, taunting number 17 for Scotland, Ted Dumbrell, but Ted sees right through it, deftly blocking that ball away. But Liam McMahon successful in stopping the Scotland counter-attack there. Another good block from Ted. Ted's going up for the counter, but he hears the call to wait. The ex-Warwick teammate from the university in England, Adam Bowditch. They do not throw it together. Now it's time to see a bit more of this common exchange of just the one ball. Neither team really willing to relinquish that defensive capability garnered by having that one ball in their hands. James Tuttill there, Tetley, number 6 for Scotland, the captain. The captain throwing himself across the court. In a slightly unnecessary display. He didn't quite need the catch at that stage to the team. Unfortunately, it doesn't come off for him either. So Scotland down by one player, Northern Ireland 4 there on court. I'm just going to see a series of toing and throwing as either of these teams just try and pick off that last man. Northern Ireland quite keen to get the man there, he do. Strong advantage now for the Northern Irish as Liam McMahon slides around the floor. Two balls Northern Ireland. As usual, just the one. Adam Bowditch throwing his ball away, looking for that drop catch. And we all know him for. Northern Irish bouncing the balls just in front of the Scotland team there. No threat of a catch. And the referee calls time. It's points to Northern Ireland. We're just editing the scoreboards downstairs. You see the scores on your screen. Still displaying the point system from yesterday. We're going to have that corrected downstairs when the referees change their scoring system to reflect the number of games won. So in terms of points, we'll be looking at 4-2 to Scotland. That's Northern Ireland clawing a game back. With the reality of this scoring system, it's 2 games to Scotland, 1 game to Northern Ireland. Scotland still needs 2 games to win, and Northern Ireland not out of the competition yet. Over on court 2, Austria have taken their second game, in the third period against Italy. So that's 2-1 to Austria in that knockout stage. And over on court 1, it looks like another victory there for England. They've taken the third game against the Republic of Ireland. Republic of Ireland yet to really challenge England. So I think they'll be doing their very best to wear them out, tire them out, wear them down, possibly stinting their campaign later on. There you go. Game underway here in centre court. Advantage to Scotland. James Tuttill there having to bend his body, time itself around the pre-throw, the offensive counter there from number 20 from Northern Ireland, Murphy. 2-ball release straight under the mighty calves of Ted in Scotland. Liam McMahon quick on the counter, but dissuaded by the presence of Adam Bowditch, number 19 for Scotland. Both teams returning. Strong throw from number 6, the Scotland captain, Tetley, but straight into the arms of number 20 there in Ireland. And number 6. Scotland now a player down. Giving the balls back to Northern Ireland, trying to force the catch early on in the game. Scotland do still have the offensive power to throw this game out. They definitely have the accuracy and the power to hit these players, but sometimes choosing to force the Northern Irish to use their arms a bit. And you see Ted, number 17 for Scotland, taking a hit on the shoulder. The dodge wasn't quite enough. Oh, Scotty Whitelaw fumbling the catch there. Thrown by one there of the Northern Irish. The Scotland team now down at half strength. Henry Skinner fumbles that. Very unfortunate for him. He won't be happy with that performance. Now 2 players remaining on the Scotland side. Chris Harper and Adam Bowditch against 5 of the Northern Irish Knights. The cheering you're hearing there is the Italians going absolutely mental for the games over on court 2. And the Austrians going equally mental as they're toing and froing. They're down to the last man on both sides each time, just exchanging players. Both players and fans getting very, very into that game over there. Back on here on centre court, still no change, still 2 players for Scotland. Lee McMahon, slightly invalid throw, he's there, hands up. Admitting to the referee, his apologies, it wasn't a fantastic throw. There, Chris Harper possibly catching the elbow of the Northern Irish player that he's maintaining with his hand in dodgeball. You can block with the ball. That area includes the backs of your hands. Swift catch from Chris Harper for Scotland brings captain James Tetley, number 6, back in. Ball's driven into the floor there by Northern Ireland. Not the most valid of throws. The referee lets it go. Chris Harper throwing himself valiantly towards the ball, just out of his reach, as it curls away. There you go, 3 balls from Northern Ireland. Captain there, Tetley, Tuttle, just fluffing that last catch. Northern Ireland take their second game, giving an overall score 2-2. Still everything to play for here in this best of 7 match in the knockout phase. And Northern Ireland are going to be quite happy that they've recovered from the initial Scotland charge. Over on court 2 from that very vocal game, Austria just outplayed Italy, taking their 3rd game. They need 1 more to advance to the semi-finals. Italy, however, not down and out just yet. Over on the England Republic of Ireland side, looks like the Republic of Ireland have yet to score a single point, but they are definitely not giving up just yet. Fantastic save there, caught by one of the 2 remaining teammates on the Republic of Ireland team. I believe at this stage, this is the last game England need to progress to the semi-finals. Looks like we just had a quick timeout here on centre court. The referee is taking the opportunity for a quick discussion. This time with our Austrian team of referees down there, the head ref, and our international referee representative is the number 2 player from Romania. Scotland quick off the mark, but unable to capitalise on that quick dash. Opting for the more defensive style, essentially mirroring the Northern Irish Knights tactic. So Chris Harper, dummy, fake, 2 balls coming his way. It's going to be 3 balls for Scotland, whether they use all 3 remains to be seen. True to form, Chris Harper retains his ball, throwing a dummy, but unfortunately only having 2 balls to think about. The Northern Irish were able to take a single catch out of that. Chris Harper responding with his own touch of flair, taking a lovely catch down at knee level. Just reversing the team numbers there. 5 on the Northern Irish team, as they're releasing 2 balls. Relative newbie Henry Skinner, number 30, looks like he just twinged his toe there, touch of cramp. Come on lads, do your stretches. Referee, good man there, just pausing a second to check for any injury. Again, all in the spirit of fair play. And a relatively soft throw from Chris Harper there, lulls Deegan into a false sense of security over the Northern Irish team, as he sends that relatively simple catch straight up into the net. Very unfortunate for Deegan. 2 balls Scotland on the offensive, just clipping the toes there of number 10 for Northern Ireland. I'm going to be quite happy with that. Good solid throws, nice and low, very difficult to counter, and very difficult to catch indeed. Again, here see Scotty Whitelaw right on the line for Scotland, keeping the pressure up, stopping the Northern Irish from moving around. Lovely catch there taken by Northern Ireland. That's Scotty Whitelaw, number 10 for Scotland, being caught out. Still Scotland have the advantage, an extra player on court. And they're really going to want to be wary of these new faces. It's very easy to know how regulars play, but when you see someone brand new, very, very easy to initially discredit them, but they're not going to make the national team if they're not very good. Scotland really need to focus and try and rethink their strategy. A hit there on that Northern Irish player. Number 20, Murphy, previously making several catches in this match alone. Scotland have done well to knock him out. 2 players now remaining on the Northern Irish side. So 3 players remaining. And a quick throw from Liam McMahon. Looks like it hit Henry Skinner. The referees are saying it's hit the floor before it's made contact with the player. 2 balls from Scotland, that's 2 hits. Liam McMahon making a brave dive down to the floor, taking one in the face, distracting him from catching the ball near his hands. Also Mulan knocked out there. Referees are not calling a catch there, the Northern Ireland player. Scotland are not going to be throwing too close to him, trying to avoid any sorts of mistakes. And there we see his referee calls time. Scotland close that one out. Strong finish, but by no means easy. And we see a catch that's just touched the floor before the player. The player stays in. And we see the Italian fans still getting into their game. The Italians have managed to take another game from Austria over on court 2. That score over there is 3 Austria, 2 to Italy. So Austria still looking for that last game to advance to the next stage of the tournament, but Italy still far from defeated. Over on court 1, the England game, and the Republic of Ireland finished with a 4-0 victory to England. And now we see the girls, Scotland girls and England girls warming up over there. So back down here on centre court, you can see the Scotland 3, Northern Ireland 2. Scotland really looking to get that last point here, knocking Northern Ireland out of the tournament. And finish as quickly as possible. Neither team wants to draw this game or this match out longer than they really have to. Of course, tiredness is going to start coming into play as this day will last. Well, the day will last 24 hours, but the playing day will last quite a long time. And you see Chris Harper just dodging right out the court at the back there. Scotland down to 4 players, Northern Ireland there on 5. This isn't exactly what Scotland want, but it's going to suit Northern Ireland just fine. 2 balls coming together from, I believe, UK club teammates Henry Skinner, James Tuthill now. I've just got to call him Tetley, it's so much easier, I don't know how to say his name anymore. I've only ever known that man as Tetley. 3 balls here from Scotland. Releasing 2 in the direction of Deegan for Northern Ireland. Easily dodged by the experienced Northern Irishman. Ooh, that's a tight one to call, but yep, the player said no catch. The referee has said catch, as Ted Dumbrell is sent back onto the court. And I think there's going to be a slight dispute here. The player, Scotty Whitelaw, you saw him saying he thought the throw was a bounce. It hit the floor just before coming into his hands. The referee has deemed it a catch and has sent the Scotland player, Ted Dumbrell, and his mighty calves back into the game. Now Northern Ireland are not happy with this at all. All players in. Usually only the captains will address the referees for clarity and just stop any arguments going out. But there, the resolution. They won't be happy with it, but they have accepted. There we go. Ted Dumbrell is staying back off court. They're saying the catch didn't count. The 2 team captains just shaking hands and having a coming to some sort of understanding there. So we're just going to continue with 4 players on the Scotland side, 2 balls. They're going to go back on the offensive. There you go, Tetley holding that ball. Northern Ireland counter attack. From Skinner. Just over the head of number 20, Murphy from Northern Ireland. Good, strong, powerful throw, dead straight. 2 balls there at the very same. Number 20, Murphy, clips him on the shoulder, sending him out, levelling the teams here. Scotland very, very keen to get that final hit and then defending to close out the game. 2-ball Scotland. Referee's holding, waiting for a ball to come back into the game. Teams will start from the rear area. There is no catch there from the Northern Irish. He's gone for it. He seems to have just caught it on the end of his thumb. Number 6, McAllister. They do hurt, trust me. That's going to smart for a while. He's going to be a little tentative with his catching in the next games. If indeed there is one. At the minute, Scotland lead, and if they can hold this out, they're going to advance to the next stage. There we go. Quick hit from Scotty Whitelaw and a distracted Deegan. Gives a strong advantage to Scotland, but a single catch will turn this around for Northern Ireland, levelling the teams. 2-ball Scotland. Straight there at Niall. And the referee's saying a hit. That's Scotland through. Extremely happy with that. The boys will be. Northern Ireland will not be impressed. They can't say it wasn't a good fight. Fantastic dodgeball from both sides. The discipline of Scotland just closing out Northern Ireland there. Over on court 2, you may well have heard an awful lot of cheering going on. That's Austria have progressed to the semi-finals, taking that 4th game against Italy. And that's going to make way for the women's matches very soon. You see the players have been shaking hands, congratulating each other. The final score there on centre court, Northern Ireland 2, Scotland 4. Remember, these are not points, we're just playing for matches in the knockout stage in a best of 7 contest. You see the lurid lime green shirts of the Slovenian women heading towards centre court and warming up on the opposite side, the right hand side of your screen. It's the Wales Dragons ladies. Due to the speed of the England men's game, England Republic of Ireland, the ladies game has already started over on court 1 with England Lion ladies against Scotland ladies, and in a minute it looks like England have won any of the games that have been won. I can't quite see that scoreboard. We'll come back to this action here just after a short break.